I am delighted to be joined by
Naff Higson. I am the official hybrid referee for HBO, and I'll be sanctioning obviously the fights, and anything goes is my say.
He's not just a referee.
Oh.
He has got a deep-seated bare knuckle background himself. Tell us a little bit about that before we dive into anything else, Mucko.
I will. I'll go back a little bit further though. So I've done a bit of everything. I've done Veil Tudo, I've done MMA, obviously I've boxed, I've done Thai, I've done Jiu-Jitsu, I've done a lot. Started out with MMA fighting, met my wife, got quite big, let's just say that politely. And then I found bare knuckle, scrolling through Instagram, seeing the bare knuckle, and I saw the hay bale fighting. And from there I went, you know what, that looks a bit of me, that. When I turned 30, midlife crisis, jumped in, fought a guy who was 7-0, he was the champion at the time, and it was my first fight. So I thought, you know what, let's go for it. Anyway, I knocked him out in the second round. From there, I did a BFBA, which then became the BKFC, and I fought George Thorpe. Shout out George Thorpe. He's ranked 4th, I believe, in the UK.
He's making waves.
Yeah, he just lost his last fight, unfortunately, but we all have our hiccups. And then I went over to the BKFC, and I fought Aaron. Obviously, an eye injury ruled me out of the fight. Is what it is. But yeah, I've done a fair little bit. And I've flown around the world as well doing boxing, so yeah. I know what I'm on about a little bit.
He does. He knows what he's talking about. And it's fair to say that it was the best midlife crisis that he could have ever wished for.
Oh yeah, I could have bought a car, but no, I thought I'd get punched instead.
So, this far down the line now, how did HBO come about? How did you end up falling into this?
So obviously I've been in the game a long time, and I know obviously the founders of it. And then next thing I know, they just went, listen, we need someone who knows the rules of a variety of things, hence I do, and who's someone who's authoritative enough and respectful enough who can enforce the fight rules. A lot of referees against certain people can't enforce rules, they can't actually get in, so they wanted someone who looked the part too, which everyone goes, oh, you're a mini Martin Ford, it's like a running joke, because bald and white, whatever. So they asked me, and then I was like, obviously, yeah, not a problem, because I've reffed numerous fights in the past. Never hybrid, obviously, because it's a new governing body, but I've done it before, and then that was it. Yeah, I jumped on board, and we did that.
Absolutely. The Veil Tudo and other disciplines outside of original, loved, natural Queensberry rules boxing, do you think that's played a big part in moving over to the hybrid and being able to ref it?
Yeah, I would say so, because I've seen things and I've done things that most people never will. And I've seen the different techniques, the different angles, the different positions that I would do to someone would do to me, or they would do to each other. Now, obviously, just from strict boxing, if you come over to the HBO side of things and the hybrid boxing, you're not going to see the positions of the clinch and the work, because you're not used to that in the boxing. Now, I've seen it all and I've done it all, so I've got a bird's eye view from my perspective, from an outside perspective. So I'd like to say it gives me a better resume to ref it than somebody who's never done it, because I believe myself, if you're going to ref something, you better have done it, and you need to know what it feels like, because how can you judge and stop someone on damage that you may have never felt, whereas I felt it all: elbows, knees, kicks, headbutts, bites, the lot. So yeah, I'd like to say it gives me a good rule set from the Veil Tudo and MMA to this.
Absolutely. And not just that, do you still watch sparring to help you judge contests and stuff? So then you reenacting a live situation in sparring, do you think that goes a long way?
Yeah, of course it does. So I travel to different gyms, and I used to spar before I got injured. No, I don't. However, I go coaching a lot still. But what I do when I'm coaching, I will, let's say, contestant A is there, contestant B, I will judge and ref as I'm doing it, and I will get in the ring sometimes, and I'll go say, boys, right, I'm going to stay in and I'm going to ref it for you to give more of a live simulation for the lads, because one thing you don't have in sparring is a ref. So when a ref gets involved, it can change the dynamics. So when I go to these places and we spar, the lads spar, or vice versa, I will ref and I will judge live. Therefore, I'm getting more experience while I'm doing that than just going, I've done this show, I've done that show, I've done this. I'm actually getting it while I'm there. And I'll tell the lads that. So that way they as well, they get the feel for someone who would judge it and ref it. And then at the end of it, I'll go, right, you lost this round because of X, Y, Z. And if I was the ref, I would have stopped this for X, Y, and Z. Again, it gives me a bit more, let's say, experience.
Absolutely. And do you think that experience and everything that we've just spoke about there opens up a more transparent coalition between you and the fighters?
Yeah, I believe so. And I'd like to think a lot of lads know me. And so I think they know my background. So they know that I'm not going to not rule it correctly.
You're not going to fuck about.
Yeah,
straight down the middle. You was where they was.
Exactly. And I'm not biased, because a lot of these are my mates as well. And I've sparred in them. I've fought a lot of them. And I don't care if it's my dad in there. If he's fighting, he's getting the same rules as the other guy. I'm not going to give him a favour because he's my dad. If he's in the fight and he's losing or he's doing something wrong, he's getting fucking told. Here's what it is.
Absolutely. And the lead up to the HBO now, the first ever officially recognised event, what's been the most beneficial and rewarding thing to you on the refereeing side of things?
You know what, and it might be sound a bit corny this, but knowing that I'm going to do it safely. And knowing that, yes, it's the first sanctioned one, and knowing I'm going to be a pivotal role for these fighters, making it in or out safely, or not going home injured. We all want violence, we all love violence, but that for me is, that's the main thing for me, safety.
Absolutely. And has there been any downsides to it? Has there been any negatives?
Yeah, the negatives to it are you question every decision you make. The people that are fighting will question the decisions you make. It's a hard place to choose when you are an ex-fighter. You would want extra time in certain situations, but when you're reffing it, you have to see it from the ref side. This guy's in danger. You need to give him the 10 count, for example, whereas when you're a fighter and that happens to you, you're like, why have you stopped it? So that's a bit of a conflict, and swapping to the reffing side was difficult at first, but now it is what it is. It's for safety, and I get that now.
Absolutely. Now, do you ever get the itch to have a triple threat match and get involved?
Yeah, I've done that a few times, and I've actually warned one of the fighters. I was like, listen, if this carries on, I'm going to drag you out and slap you myself, because sometimes referees aren't authoritative enough. But yeah,
that's the transparency that we're talking about.
Yeah, you've got to be like that. But some of the fighters, they don't respect the refs, and you can see it on boxing and everything. I'm there to ref that fight, and if you're not going to listen, I'm going to tell you. And if you don't like it, then I'm going to call the fight. And if you don't like that, then I'll fight you outside. Listen, it is what it is.
Your life is in their hands.
Yeah.
You're the boss in that ring. As much as they don't understand that, you are the boss in that ring.
We was having a conversation before with the lads about this, and I explained it to them. If I'm in that ring, your life is in my hands.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'd like to think that you would want me to do the right thing for you. Yeah, you might not like the decision, but if I see your jaw swinging and your eyes rolling and this, I'm going to stop it because we've got families. Yes, I might want to take more damage if that was me myself, but listen, we want to fight another day. We don't want to stop and this fight and never fight again. We want to fight again. So you are doing as you're told, and if you don't like it, then we can have a fight 30 seconds after.
Absolutely. What does it mean to you to be involved in this first ever sanctioned event?
A lot.
Part of history, innit, man?
Yeah. When's this happening? When's it happening again?
27th of September.
So this is the first time now this is happening, and it's sanctioned. It's not going to happen again in a year. It's not going to happen prior. This is the first. Being a part of that, it's like the very first boxing match that was ever officiated. At some point, someone probably thought, what is this? And look at what boxing became. The same with MMA. One day it was sanctioned, someone reffed it, and look how it became. Exactly, and the names are etched in history forever. This is ours. Hybrid now this is our first, and from now forward, we are in history books, and we will continue to go.
Absolutely. When they look back, our names will be there in history. So where do you think it can be within the first 5 years? I know that might be a bit of a stretch to think about it, but it's the start of something very special, I believe.
I'd like to say the first 5 years, it's going to garner interest in the UK more than anywhere. We'll get a few international fighters over, but a lot of people, and hopefully people don't get offended with me saying this, swearing wise, I hope you don't mind saying this. Some people want to do bare knuckle, but the pussies. People want to box, but they're too pussy to learn how to box. As blunt as this sounds. So now the hybrid is like the catch-22. I'm putting a glove on my hand. Some people go, oh, wow, I'm protected now. I've got a glove. It's still pretty much bare knuckle. It's not, but it's not the boxing too. So this is a happy medium where people who aren't good enough technically to box, no disrespect, and people who aren't tough enough to do bare knuckle, or because there's not a glove on the hand, they can come together, and it's going to take off because some people still frown upon the bare knuckle. Some people don't like the boxing because it's too technical. This is slap bang in the middle of, right, okay, bit of protection on your hands, safe rule set, but violence, not like a boxing fight. You don't have to be super technical. And it's going to gather people in. It's going to be faster finishes. Because what people don't understand with a bare knuckle, you can actually take that punishment quite a lot. When you've got a glove on your hand, you can send the shot even harder. There's going to be faster finishes in this, and people are going to have to watch out. So it's going to blow up when the finishes start to come. Absolutely.
Just to elaborate on that, the 4-ounce MMA gloves aren't there to protect your opponent's face, they're to protect your knuckles. And within each differential of discipline, you jab differently. within the gloves.
100%.
Within bare knuckle, you do not jab with your full fist in a glove like you do when your hand is wrapped in a boxing glove. You're jabbing with your front two knuckles. It's a total different kettle of fish, isn't it? But before we leave it for tonight, Steve Rook and everybody at the team, let's just talk about the amazing work that's gone into making this happen.
Massively. Now, the lads that have come together for this, they've obviously seen something special. And the work that they put on in the background, which most people will never see, is a lot. They're sacrificing time from families, friends, the training camp themselves, because a lot of them are still fighting or they're running shows. They're going above and beyond to make this special. And the lads that are fighting on it, they might not realise this now, but what these boys are doing, the sacrifices they're making is to make their futures bigger than it could ever be. And they deserve a massive round of applause for that, because they're only ever going to push it higher and higher. And it's with the work that they're doing, and that's the reason it's going to elevate.